Welcome back to Call of Duty Mobile, everybody. Today we return, and today we're going to be talking all about Call of Duty Mobile Zombies, the third game mode that should be coming to Call of Duty Mobile. As we know, there are currently two game modes that are playable. There is the multiplayer section and the Battle Royale section accessible at the main menu of Call of Duty Mobile. However, there's a third section that is currently grayed out and only says coming soon. Now, this section is likely to be zombies because back in an earlier alpha build that you guys are seeing over here of the game, there was actually a zombies game mode that was playable and a full campaign that consisted of 9 missions. However, it was really weird because it's not the zombies that we're actually used to seeing. If you've been a Call of Duty player for a while, you know that zombies at its core is a more kind of endless type of survival game mode where the zombies continue getting harder with every round that you survive. You gotta repair windows, buy weapons, go and pack a bunch of guns. However, and we're gonna be breaking this down a little bit more in today's video, from what we've seen so far, this isn't necessarily indicative, and I'm crossing my fingers that there's gonna be an additional endless survival game mode coming our way as well. But from what we've seen so far, it appears that it's going to be more of a mission objective type structure. So without further ado, let's start diving into this and start off with something that we know a little bit more. Now, unfortunately, we don't have a concrete release date or a confirmed release date for the zombies game mode to be going global. However, there have been a lot of rumors that it will be coming out around Halloween time, and this is a pretty interesting thing to consider because there is actually a Halloween update in the works. We have actually a look at over here a couple of new skins, for example, that are going to be coming, and there's been a couple of other leaks that I'll be going over a little bit more in depth. But long story short, there is a Halloween update in the works, and I don't think anything is more Halloween-y than zombies, and that's kind of where a lot of these rumors have been coming from, and it would be a pretty prime time for them to add in a zombies game mode. So by no means is that confirmed, but it's definitely is something that would coincide very nicely with the spirit of zombies and personally be a prime time, I feel like, to indeed add it in. So earlier today, I believe there was actually some leaks that came out for what is looking like the finalized version of the zombie game mode, and that is what you guys are seeing right here. This is actually what the relative menu is going to be looking like, with a couple of things that we're going to break down. There are also some perks that have been revealed as well that we're going to be going over. But before that, just want to let you guys know to make sure that you are subscribed with that notification bell to stay up to date with more Call of Duty Mobile videos, any new info that comes out, and as we go and have some fun in the multiplayer, Battle Royale, and especially when the zombies game mode comes out, dude, I'm gonna be playing the bejesus side of it because I am a huge Call of Duty Zombies fan. Ever since freaking World at War, it's been something I've been having a ton of fun with, and I really hope that Call of Duty Mobile can get it right. And just let me know what you guys think. Like, do you guys want that endless survival mode in there? Let me know in that comment section down below, because like, if they don't put an endless survival mode, I'm going to be baffled, man. Like, even just give me like Kino der Toten, dude. Even give me like Nacht der Untoten. Give me some kind of an endless survival map. It doesn't even have to be crazy. But without further ado, let's start breaking down this first screenshot. So what you guys are seeing here is going to be the main menu of the zombies section. There is a loadout tab. We're going to break that down a little bit further in another leaked screenshot. That is pretty much going to allow you the ability to kind of deck out and choose what guns you spawn into the Call of Duty Zombies game mode with. Again, it is not going to be like traditional zombies where you start with a pistol and kind of have to progress throughout the game. You kind of spawn with your certain class, which again is kind of not the best sign for an endless survival mode coming, but I'm crossing my fingers, and hopefully Call of Duty Mobile knows what we want, because I've been seeing it. It's been a huge thing I've seen in the community. So like I'm saying, let me know your guys' thoughts in that comment section down below. Maybe Call of Duty Mobile will be seeing like how widespread it is and just be like, okay, yeah, the people definitely want endless survival mode. Like, I'm not saying this mode that we're seeing is not going to be fun, but it should be something that they make in addition to the original survival mode, you know? But back to what I'm saying, if we go and look in the bottom right hand corner, we can actually see menus and an interesting little icon where there are a series of 4 boxes, 4 squares, where you can see like the mask of a person, what looks like a slightly scarier mask, and then like some kind of a gremlin looking thing. That thing's looking evil, followed by a 4th box that literally just says hell. Yeah, I'm guessing that that is going to be the difficulty, and that you are actually going to be able to pick how hard you do want the game mode that, or the map that you are playing, and you can kind of like pick the difficulty that you do want to play it in. You can also see that you can fill the squad, so there is also going to be matchmaking. You can just match up with random people, or you can invite friends and play with them, similar to how you invite friends to play in a squad in like a multiplayer game, for example. You can also see that there's a min demand followed by a number 2234. Not entirely sure what that that means. I think that might be like a power score for your loadout, and we'll go over this a little bit later. There might be a power score for your loadout, and it might just make sure that you get matched up with people who have a similar power score or something. I'm not entirely sure on that. And we can see that there's something called New Town that might be some sort of a zombie map or somehow related to this, because that is kind of where you'll likely be able to choose the map. It's just kind of weird because the icon for New Town looks exactly like, I think the map is called Crash, the one that's in the normal multiplayer rotation of maps. Yeah, it looks totally just like that, so that's a little bit odd. And here you guys can actually see the loadout screen. So over on the left-hand side, you're gonna be able to pick 2 weapons. Your primary weapon, which is going to be your rifle, your sniper, your SMG, anything like that, followed by your knife and or pistol, I'm assuming. Then you can see in the middle, you're gonna have access to 5 loadouts. Pretty similar, pretty standard compared to multiplayer. But then on the right, things get really interesting. You have 9 perk slots by the looks of it. So you're gonna be able to pick your operator and kind of what they look like. But then it looks like you will actually be able to pick 3 perks in some sort of an attack section, 3 perks in a defense section, and 3 perks in an ability section. And I'm guessing that, in addition to the gun you are using, is going to raise your combat capacity up above that special ops one. So here we are seeing our first set of perks: Electric Cherry and Fleetfoot. Now, we don't have a description of exactly what these are going to do, although we do have like some images of them and like of what the perks little icons look like that might be able to clue us in as to what they do mean. But something interesting is that the way you're going to be able to get these, so it looks like there's going to be a progression of perks, and it looks like it's going to be kind of similar to what we've seen in multiplayer, except I'm not seeing like a blue tier of perk, but I am seeing a yellow / legendary tier of perk. So it looks like the basic version of each perk you will be able to get from pretty much playing the game. You can see Electric Cherry, reward for zombies stage 7, Fleetfoot, reward for zombies stage 6. So it looks like playing through that campaign, which I think has 9 stages total, will unlock some of these basic perks for you. But then you have the capability of actually purchasing them from the store as well. And given the fact that you can see that different color, I'm guessing they might be better versions of the perk, which is like, it looks like you might literally be able to buy better perks, which is like a little bit interesting, to put it kindly. But in an actually interesting way, you can see that the Electric Cherry legendary perk, the yellow one, actually says you can get it from crafting. So it looks like you're actually going to be able to somehow craft the perks as well, and that from what we're seeing, you can also get the Fleetfoot legendary version by crafting. So even though you're going to be able to purchase better versions of the perk by the looks of it, and this is still subject to change, this might change, this is a leak after all, but this is just kind of like a general look given what has been leaked. But given the fact that you will somehow be able to craft these best versions of the perks or better versions of the perks, that's definitely a little bit reassuring. And I wonder how this crafting system is going to play out and how we are going to be able to craft. Like, is there going to be some sort of like a currency that we get by playing? Do we maybe like earn some sorts of rewards by playing? Like, I'm not sure how we're going to be able to exactly craft in the zombie game mode, so definitely interested to see how that does end up playing out. And let me know what you guys think this Electric Cherry and Fleetfoot perk might do in particular, because we don't know what it does besides the name and its icons. If you guys have any ideas, feel free to chime in down below in that comment section. And if you guys are liking the video, don't forget to smash that like button as well. Boom. Let's move on over here to the next set of perks, where we can see that there's some sort of a perk by the name of Gecko and some sort of a perk by the name of Buffed. Now, Gecko actually has 2 different green versions, which is interesting. One from the store and one from crafting. So it looks like you'll be able to craft a couple different tiers of this as well. You can even craft the purple tier as well over there that you are seeing. So long story short, you'll be able to purchase some tiers of the perk and then craft some other ones. But the basic perk is usually going to be gotten by, you can see Gecko, reward for zombies stage 8, Buffed, reward for zombies stage 2. So in the icon, I'm seeing like some plus medical signs in the background of the icon, so I'm guessing this might have something to do with healing. And then with the Buffed perk, I'm guessing that I'm seeing what looks to be like a melee weapon, maybe give you like a stronger melee attack, which is definitely something that would come in handy in zombies. If you guys are liking the video as well, don't forget to hit that like button and let me know down in that comment section down below as well. Not to mention, make sure you're subscribed to stay tuned for more Call of Duty Mobile Zombies multiplayer and Battle Royale coming your way. But here you are seeing a continuation of the perks that we were talking about. We have the buffs perk, and then below that we have some sort of a heroic perk. Again, it looks like I'm seeing some sort of a knife icon or something, so I'm guessing. And there's also another perk called Bloodthirsty, which is kind of interesting, and it looks like it has the same icon, but it does have that like knife icon, so maybe it'll have some kind of effect to do with melee, but I'm not entirely sure. Past that, over here we have some more perks coming your way as well. We have the Hassan perk, which it looks like I see a couple of like electric signs that kind of might be associated with stamina, so maybe that will have to do with being able to run more or being able to sprint for longer. I don't know with that one. Maybe it'll have something to do, like it looks like it might be a battery, so it might have something to do with this electricity, if that relates to zombies in some way. We have double tap, which traditionally has pretty much made you shoot 2 bullets every time you shot 1 bullet, instead of just shooting 1 bullet every time you shot 1 bullet, pretty much doubling your effective firepower. I'm guessing that that's going to play out in the same way in Call of Duty Mobile versus zombies as we know it, but again, we gotta wait and see how this does happen in the future. And with the continuation of that, we can see that there's also the classic Juggernaut, aka Juggernog perk that, pretty self-explanatory, that's probably gonna give you extra health. I think that goes without saying, but still, we might need to wait and see exactly. And then with the tier system too, I imagine the way it's gonna work is that the higher level perk you have, it'll just be a stronger effect. So Juggernaut will increase your health, but I'm guessing if you have green, you'll get a slightly bigger increase. If you have purple, you'll get a slightly bigger increase. And if you have the yellow / gold / legendary one, you'll get a slightly, oh my God, I elbowed my computer. Slightly bigger increase over that as well. And I guess another slightly interesting thing to notice is that double tap says you get from Operation Normal. I don't exactly know what that means, because we can also see that, like for Juggernaut, for example, you get it as a reward for Zombies Stage 3, but for double tap, you get it from an Operation Normal. So maybe, and I'm crossing my fingers, that operations are somehow going to be like the endless zombie game mode that we are looking forward to, because like the classic zombies experience, because it seems pretty distinct from what I was talking about with the linear zombie stage system that we're going to be showing off a little bit more in depth here in a second. But let me know what you guys think about that and what you think about this operation thing. And it's definitely interesting because it's very different from the zombie stage number that we're seeing for a couple of the other perks. But that's enough for the leaks. Let's go ahead and dive into some of this alpha gameplay. And this is Ray Lagarto's footage that you guys are seeing that we're going to be commentating over. Link to his channel will be over in the description if you guys want to go and check out this video in its originality, and or go and check out his channel as well. Definitely make sure to do that. But without further ado, let's dive in. So again, this is an early alpha version that we are seeing, but here you guys can kind of see that stage system I was talking about, where farm is the first stage, then you have diner, then you have bus depot, and you kind of have to do them sequentially in order to unlock things that do come after it. Here you load into the game, and then from here you can see that objective system that I was talking about. At the top you can see like a list of objectives that will be getting updated. Currently on the first one, there's even cutscenes and stuff in here, and you have a little commander in that upper left hand corner kind of telling you what to do. For the most part, you can see at the top that the objective has now progressed to the second objective, where it's now telling you to clear the barn. Now it's on to the third one, telling you to search the house, further showcasing how this is going to be a lot more linear and objective based than what many people might expect out of zombies, which is a little bit disappointing. It's cool, but I really hope that this is separate, and hopefully they do still have a traditional zombie endless survival game. Oh, Jesus, game mode. Pop that dude in the face. In the upper left hand corner as well, in case you want to notice, you can see that there is a score, but in addition to that, there's also a timer. So you can't just like, there's definitely not like any way that this mission could even be endless, because oh mama, I do like the cutscenes and stuff though. It is definitely a nice touch. But you can see that there's like a timer in the upper left hand corner. I believe you have 5 minutes to do each submission. So I don't know, man. If there's only gonna be 9 missions like there was in the alpha, and then on top of that, I don't know, they're gonna be all timed and stuff, I feel like this game mode might get old quick once you beat it, which is why I do think it needs that kind of endless aspect that I was talking about. And there you guys can see that the mission does get completed. We'll be heading back to the menu, and you guys can see that you can now move on to mission number 2. When you complete this, you will even get a new perk, which apparently is called the Beefcake perk in this alpha version of the footage. That's interesting. It definitely had a different name in the leaks that we were showing off. And here we are at the diner. Again, we got the objective system. We got the commander telling us what to do in the upper left-hand corner. I do believe that this is also going to be co-op enabled, so you should be able to, again, hop in with some of your buddies. You don't need to do this solo, but as you guys see, you can do it solo if you want. At the bottom of the screen, we have an HP meter and also a level meter. I'm guessing that level meter, it's not really going up at all, so I don't know how EXP is going to tie into zombies or anything like that. We also have what appears to be a gun, an armor, and a water symbol, right? Kind of like there. You guys see that? Right there. Yeah, I don't know what those symbols all are, but they're all at 0%, which is kind of weird. Also in the bottom right-hand corner, you can see what appears to be whatchamacallit, Ray Lagarto's special ability that he has activated in this case. It looks like a bullet and an infinity symbol. So in zombies, it looks like there might be special abilities similar to like the Scythe and the War Machine in multiplayer, albeit it looks like they're going to be different because this one just looks like it somehow enables infinite bullets, maybe like a bottomless clip, for example, because that's another thing I noticed too. There's not really any bullets by the looks of it. And here we are seeing that this is a diner, and a lot of these maps that we're seeing are actually inspired off of Transit, the Black Ops 2. I believe it was the first zombie map in Black Ops 2. They are taking inspiration from that, and these are a lot of the different sections that you could see. Hopefully that's a sign that we get a full Transit experience as a like endless zombie survival mode and not just this kind of like linear adaptation of it. You can see that there's some pretty interesting objectives too, like for example, defending an area. It's not necessarily just killing zombies, but they do kind of like incorporate different things too. So it's pretty cool from like a mission type standpoint, but it's just really weird from like zombies and stuff like that. You can even see that they're like climbing through a window, for example, and like we should be able to board that window up hopefully. And I don't know, like they have a lot of the mechanics there for us to have that endless survival mode. So hopefully they add it in. Back to what I was saying though, we got that bottomless clip or something, and I don't know, I didn't notice that there's really any ammo. It looks like in zombies, you have all the ammo that you need. Like, I don't see any like ammo capacity. I don't see Ray over here picking up extra ammo. Nothing like that. So I guess an interesting little tidbit right there. Also in that upper right-hand corner, right under the map, you can actually see that he has two guns. He has a rifle and then I think the RPD that is. So you might actually be able to somehow run two primary guns. You maybe don't even necessarily have to have like a pistol or a knife in that secondary slot. You might somehow be able to have like another gun. So that'll be interesting. But besides that, I think that for the most part breaks down a lot of like the overlay and what we're seeing. Besides that, Commander satellite images means you can use to arrive at the center of the Q zone. And we got another mission completed as well. And it looks like every time you finish a mission, that little menu pops up on the right side and you can move on to the next one. And now we are moving on to Bus Depot. And over here on Bus Depot, let's see what we got, Ray. It looks like only 4 objectives this time. Go to the next point. We got a little bit of lava in classic Transit fashion. Hey, I think that is a spitter or something coming out. Oh, his name's the Inferno. So it also appears that there are special zombies that pop up as well. There are also going to be bosses too. This isn't necessarily a boss. This is more of like a mini boss type of enemy. But yeah, it looks like that there are special zombies like the Inferno that can pop up. They tend to have their name above them and a little bit of a dedicated health bar, whereas these traditional zombies don't. It would be cool again in an endless survival mode to see those special zombies pop up and get to battle them, which is again, I've said this multiple times, but there's like a lot of potential for this to really translate into an awesome endless zombie survival experience. And personally, I guess to go on a little bit of a tangent, it'd just be a great way because right now too, the zombie experience, the best way to play zombies is pretty much buy Black Ops 3 and the Zombie Chronicles, because that gives you a taste of a lot of the different maps, but you don't get like Call of the Dead, you don't get all of the classics. So I think they could really use Call of Duty Mobile as a great vehicle of, you know, a free game and being able for people to kind of like experience any zombie map they want. It obviously wouldn't be the same as playing it on console, but I don't know, man. There's a lot of great potential for them to kind of like remake some maps like Keynote or Toten, Call of the Dead, and add them into here. And I feel like if they did that, so many people would download Call of Duty Mobile. Because like, whenever I want to play Call of Duty, it's obnoxious because you gotta pretty much have like all the different Call of Duties if you want to do it. You want to have like Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3 if you want to be able to play any map There's no central way of playing every map. Like, I feel like if it'd be a great way of getting people to download Call of Duty Mobile. Because, like, if there's a free game you can download to play some of those maps in a mobile experience, like, a lot of people would download this, I feel like. So let me know what you guys think about that as well, because, I mean, I don't know exactly how it'd play out, but I do think that that would be really cool, and definitely I could see a lot of Call of Duty zombie players being like, you know what, we'll give this a look, especially whenever they add controller support back in. Now, I know controller support is a pretty hot topic in the Call of Duty mobile community. Same with PC emulators. The thing with PC emulators, though, is that whenever you play on an emulator, you get matched up with other emulator players. So if you're playing on mobile, you're never gonna face anyone with an emulator, unless maybe it's in a private game. But yeah, with controller support, they used to have it. They took it out for global launch, and I think it's gonna be coming back in at some point. And I'm guessing the way it's gonna work is that if you have a controller enabled, you only get matched up with people with a controller and maybe an emulator. But back to the controller point in general, if they do re-enable that, that would be huge for a game, or for like the zombie mode, for example, if they do add in all those endless survival maps. Because if you could just like connect like a PS4 controller or like some kind of a Bluetooth controller and then actually be able to experience some of those original maps literally on a mobile phone, dude, a lot of people would download Call of Duty Mobile that otherwise maybe even wouldn't bother with it, which I don't know, is pretty unfair, because Call of Duty Mobile, from what I've been playing with it, dude, it's one of the best Call of Duty, like, just experiences in general. Like, that multiplayer, it's addictive, okay? I procrastinated way too hard. It's falling behind on some homework assignments as a result, but it's okay. It's okay, I'll make it do. I have a fun time making do. But my man Ray over here, he has about 3 objectives: eliminate zombies. I think this might be one of the first boss maps, if I'm not mistaken, because there's only 3 objectives. Maybe? Yes? No? Maybe so? He's got a couple of dogs, he's got to keep moving on. But back to what I was saying, that there are actually bosses in this game as well. Not just those mini bosses like the Inferno that have a name above them, like this guy over here, the Butcher, a big boy like this that is gonna be a lot bigger of an experience. He has a huge health bar, shows up at the top of the screen. Gotta incorporate a little bit extra strategy to take him down. It looks like headshots do criticals. He has special abilities and whatnot as well. But yeah, this is what I was talking about, where these are the main types of enemies you'll encounter: generic zombies, special zombies like the Inferno, and boss zombies like the Butcher. Now, in terms of how many stages there are, I believe this is stage 5 that we're on right now. In the alpha, there was a total of 9 stages. From what we saw out of the leaks, it looks like there might only be 9 stages as well, and whatever that operation thing was that they were talking about. So maybe they'll add more stages down the line as well to the story. Or honestly, what I'd like to see it is that you kind of like have to play through the 9 stages at first, and after that maybe you unlock some endless survival experiences or whatever that operation mode is that they're talking about. But regardless, like, Call of Duty Mobile Zombies is always going to be open to updates. So regardless of when it initially comes out and what that launch does include, there's still a lot of potential for it to get a lot better down the line. And what is this Butcher doing? He just dips halfway through? All right, well, yeah, you don't even have to complete them and take them down all the way. But it looks like the next map is some sort of a cornfield. Or no, it's a power station. Then the cornfield. Cornfield looked like it had the Butcher in it. Also, that map was the 4th map, or the 4th stage that we were just doing. But with that said, that's gonna wrap it up for me for now in terms of kind of showing off some of the zombie gameplay. Whenever we get some more zombie information coming out, I will make sure to share it with y'all, and I'll continue showing off some of this alpha footage as well and breaking it down any further that we might have. But you guys can see kind of really quickly that as you progress, like, it does get more challenging, and the challenges get more unique. Like, you have all sorts of zombies you gotta fight. Actually gotta try and like kite around and maneuver around them a little bit. You can see that there's the Inferno popping up, so it definitely does progress as you move up in the stages. But yeah, that's all the info that I have for y'all for now. As soon as anything new comes out, I'll make sure to spread it to y'all's eyes and ears absolutely ASAP. So have that notification bell hit and be subscribed to stay up to date with Call of Duty Mobile, Call of Duty Mobile Zombies, and all sorts of shenanigans like that, and some other survival games, because I like playing survival games and zombie games. I'm a sucker. What can I say? But yeah, stay tuned. Fun times to come, and thank you guys old ton for checking out the video. Hope that you enjoyed, and hope you have an absolutely fan-freaking-tastic day. Thank you guys old ton for watching. I'll talk to you in the next one. See ya.